We are eating yogurt. I thought I would just
surprise me with this great
moment. Anyways, yeah, so we're just enjoying yogurt here at Yogurtland here in Bakersfield, California. Well, anyway, we keep getting different news on where we might be living with and moving to for the new job. Are you excited about it, Justin?
I'm eating yogurt and you're talking.
I know, but I want you to talk a little.
You can't. I can't come into this unprepared.
You're prepared. You have an idea of what you want to say.
I don't.
Anyway, quite yet on the new developments that might be happening with where we might be living. So it went Colorado, North Carolina, Wyoming, Colorado, Michigan, Oregon, and then Washington and Oregon-ish, Texas. Anyway, it's been all over. And now they're kind of talking about New Zealand. We were like, because we would love that. We think that would just be so cool. So we're up for anything at this point. Yeah, we're just thankful that we feel open and flexible about where we're living, where we're gonna live. But that made us more excited than anything. For some reason, we're just like, living in New Zealand would be awesome. So anyway, that's just a little update. What do you think?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey there, stranger.
Good morning!
Why would someone park there?
Did you know we were behind you?
I knew there was a car behind me, but I didn't think you guys.
You didn't think it was on the sidewalk either?
No, I thought you were just parking right there.
Uh-huh.
And then I kept hearing it following me. I'm like,
Oh, joy.
Oh, joy.
Isn't that an old-fashioned donut? Lemon cake?
Lemon cake?
Lemon cake?
Old fashioned donut.
He likes to go get up on the floor and go back down.
Hi. I wanted to say that it's St. Patrick's Day. Why I'm wearing green and all that. And last night at 2:30 or something, I probably started waking up. Because I just have a hard time sleeping sometimes. And I got this desire to just hold my tummy. And so, I had my stomach, I had my hand on my tummy, and I just was closing my eyes and just thinking about my baby. And I don't know, I do that from time to time when I just want to kind of, I don't know, see what's going on in there, I guess. And I ended up feeling him nudge me, and he nudged, and then nudged again, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. I started to flip out a little bit, and I just couldn't take my hand away forever, because I was like, what if he does it again? Oh my gosh. So I didn't want to move or anything, and I was just so excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was the coolest thing I've ever felt. It was the first time I've ever felt him, so, because other times it's been like maybe bubbles or twitches and stuff like that. I didn't know what they would be or anything, but this was just so interesting that I happened to wake up and put my hand on my tummy, and I felt an unmistakable, kick or whatever. And then after that, it was something like a rolling, because one was, and the other thing kind of felt like it rolled, so maybe he's turning over or something, trying to get comfortable. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I woke Justin up, and I was like, babe, I felt him move. And he was like, oh my gosh. He was sleeping, so poor guy. Woke him up, but I couldn't help it. But he was so happy and excited, but he had to get up early, so he went back to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. I was just wide awake and so excited. And I looked at the clock, and it was like 2:40 by then. So I ended up coming out onto the couch, towards that time, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to go back to sleep. And I would wake up Justin, so I was out here just holding my tummy, and I ended up feeling him again and again. And I just kind of became obsessed with it, holding my stomach all night, and it made me very sentimental and emotional thinking about him and hanging out with me on the couch, and how that's going to be someday. And the funniest thought I had was, it was just so silly because I just started bawling my eyes out at night on the couch in the living room. Maybe I'll watch Christmas with the Cranks, because it's one of my favorite movies, and it's obviously a Christmas movie. And I just started thinking about him and me and Justin, and during Christmas time, and watching that movie together, and oh my gosh, I just was bawling my eyes out. I was just like laying there going, thinking about it. It was so funny. Yeah, so it's been interesting. I've been having conversations with different mamas. So they're like, how you feeling? And very sweet, and asking me how I've been. And I always tell them I've just been so lucky. I haven't had any morning sickness. And I feel great. I feel really, really good. And they're like, some people are jealous, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I wish I was like that. And some said, oh yeah, me too. That's how I was. I loved being pregnant, so you get all kinds of, it depends. Child to child, I think it's, what I heard, or pregnancy to pregnancy, that is. And it's just different for everyone. It's a lot of advice all the time. And I try to remember it, but the best thing I heard though yesterday was they said, you're gonna figure it out, trial and error, no matter what anyone tries to say. Every baby's different, and you kind of have your own routine, your own lifestyle, what you're doing, your time, like if you like to sleep in or if you'd rather stay up late or vice versa or whatever it is. She said, you'll figure it out. And I was like, I like that. Thank you for saying that, because it's good to hear, some a little more relaxed advice, I guess. I'm getting a lot more open about my my home birth decision. Open because I kind of at first when I was like, I knew I was going to do home birth. I just was kind of worried about telling people because it's, definitely a different decision than a lot of people. So, at first I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to tell anybody. If they ask me, I'm just going to say, oh, there was a thing I was going to do where I was going to kind of go around the fact that I'm having a home birth so that I could escape the different opinions or anything like that. So, because I was nervous that I was going to get a lot of negative reactions, and I don't like negative reactions. It makes me uncomfortable. Everyone's like that, I'm sure. They don't like negative reactions, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe because of, since I got pregnant, I kind of stopped caring about what people thought, and I kind of stopped caring about being a people pleaser, and it's more about my family, and hey, it's my family, and it's our decision. It's not the first time in the world that someone's decided to do home birth. In fact, it's in our history of human being. Geez, doing that more often. So I just think it's kind of funny that it's so unaccepted. But I have actually had a lot of positive reactions, or if anything, neutral. People are like, oh, okay, that, it's not for me, but hey, that's cool, or whatever, and asking who my midwife is. And I've had some people who are stoked that I'm doing a home birth, and they're so excited for me and want to be at the birth. But I'm like, it's kind of funny. Yeah, so I've been much more comfortable telling people about my home birth thing, and one of my friends, she had said, you're stupid. She's like, you're an idiot for doing that. And I'm like, you know what? Do your research and then you can talk to me, because you honestly, I'm not going to have a conversation with you until you do your research. And she said, okay, fair enough. She's the funniest person, but, so that was the first time I was called an idiot. But my cousin actually, in the same way, she doesn't really think it's the smartest thing. She's like, why would you do that? She's the kind of girl who's like, hey, if I could get a C-section, do it. And I'm like, oh God, we're so different in how we view things. And I appreciate every type of birth. No matter what, your baby is being born and you have a beautiful life. And I don't know, there's nothing, everyone has their own opinion on it, and I think they're all beautiful in their own way. No matter what that happened during the time, it's still beautiful. I'm not judging anybody. And sometimes I feel that people think I am because of my decision to do home birth. So instead of me feeling like the person who's being judged by telling them that I am, it ends up that I walk away feeling like they felt judged by me. And it's so sad because I really want it to be clear that I don't think that they're failures or that they did anything wrong at all. I really don't. And, in the same way I would want that respect. Because it's a respect thing. It's a respect on a decision. And that's what was hard for me at first to telling people, is that I felt like I was putting myself out there, and that if I was going to be disrespected, that it would just be really hard for me to be disrespected, because I'm very big on that, respecting people's decisions, and for making the right decision for themselves and for their family. So, anyway, I've just been super excited and super fascinated with this whole pregnant thing, and how awesome it is, and how it's so life-changing, and it's definitely a spiritual, emotional, physical, all of it, like, life change, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I was thinking about my labor last night and how it's going to feel, because I was feeling him move, so I kind of was getting an idea of how the inside feels, I guess, like how when it moves or twitches and stuff, the feeling of that, and how that's going to intensify more and more, and preparing for labor and everything, it just kind of was getting me really, I don't know, very emotional and sentimental, and like, I was just laying here and thinking about all of that and what I'm going to go through, and how weird and crazy it is. It's just seriously crazy. Yeah. And it's nothing I've ever experienced, so yeah, it's exciting. Anyway, I will keep you updated more on baby news with the Ants Buzz. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna punch my finger. Hey, this is Kendra doing a super official review. McDonald's McFlurry. I asked for a M&M McFlurry and a side of hot fudge, please. So she hands us these two items here. Okay. The sister hooked it up in the chicken McNugget box. I was like, what's up, playa?
Pretty good, babe. Yeah, just like damn drops.
Damn drops. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and figure out this.
To them, the voice of God, the most beloved Son.